Welcome to the Great Canadian Leap, the podcast where we explore bold moves that transform lives. Hosted by yours truly, Ria Abesamis, this podcast dives into the inspiring journeys of individuals who took daring steps to redefine their personal and professional paths. These stories will motivate you to take your leap. Tune into each episode as we uncover the triumphs, struggles, and lessons that prove bold decisions lead to remarkable transformations. Welcome to the Great Canadian Leap podcast, where we explore bold moves that transform lives. Today, we have a very, very special guest, Bruno Lima. Bruno it's been a while, right? I think we met in 2016 out of a referral from another, friend of yours.
I can't remember who actually
was
referred.
Bruna.
Oh, Bruno.
It was Bruna Rocha, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Oh, you know what? Yes, she was also one of the first Brazilian clients that I had back then. So anyway, Bruno, welcome to our office.
Thank you.
And as I said, it's a full circle moment for me. Because when when we met, it was kind of like you just started your job search. Okay, you just finished school at UBC. If I remember right, it's mechatronics engineering.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, you got it.
Yes, and he came to me. Well, I'll let you tell the story, but I was also starting my my recruitment company at that time, and I was kind of developing new programs, and aside from helping companies recruit for talented people, I also wanted to help candidates land positions in those big companies, right? And that's how I met.
Yeah.
Bruno, I'll let you tell the story.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually I studied my master's at UBC.
Yes,
Master's in mechatronics.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time after graduating, I still couldn't find a job.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying everything. Like, we were going to career fairs, getting like advice on how to get like your resume, and going for like events, like network events. Nothing of those were actually working.
Yeah.
And then I think it was almost a year and I couldn't find anything. And then I got your contact, and then you told me like the tips, and we had like all this meetings on how to actually get my resume proper, how to get into interviews. Yeah, I remember like we had like prep.
Yes.
For the interviews. That was actually really good. And I remember like in a month I actually got like 2 interviews. That all this time that I was actually trying by myself, and I was giving my best, like I was like dedicating like hours per day, and I couldn't get it. So that was really good. And like out of these two interviews that I got, one of them became my job. So
all right.
Really
And I know it's a shared accountability. I love teaching. I love giving advice. I love giving suggestions to candidates. And this I learned because of the many years of experience I had as a recruiter back then before I started my own company. I worked for a recruitment company that really honed my skills in interviewing, and therefore when you have that kind of experience, you also know what other people like you are looking for, right? And that's what I pass on to clients like Bruno. Like, okay, so let's look at your resume. Let's look at how you're presenting yourself. Are you being too wordy on the resume, or are you even on LinkedIn, right? Are you even like reaching out to people, right? So those are things that that we work on together.
Yes.
And he is a very good student. So he followed everything that we suggested to him, and it kind of worked out.
Yeah, I remember one of the things that you told me too. It was to tailor my resume
Yes.
for each application.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a good move and helped a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Right. Yeah. And you know what, Bruno? We, over the years, okay, because, we've had many success stories like yours, we've come up with a book.
Oh, really?
Yes. Summarizing all of those things, all the advice we gave you, all the, things that we've learned through the years. We've put them all together in one book. It's now downloadable on our website and on Amazon.ca. It's called Land Your Dream Job. It's a combination of all those tips and also a workbook where you can write, the things that. Remember, one of the things also that I think you will remember is, when I asked you to remember all the achievements that you can consider as far as your career and education is concerned, right? Because when you interview, you don't remember all of these things, right? Not unless prior to that you listed them down, right? That's why when he interviewed, he remembered all of these things because he wrote them, he wrote them down. And come interview time, he remembered them. Because, there's nothing better than, writing things down and in terms of remembering them, right? Perfect. All right. So, are you still in that job?
No, I left.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you left.
I worked there for about 1.5 years.
Yeah.
And then I moved to another job, but I've been in this company for about 6 years.
Wow. So, right. So what can you tell us about the job market at that time and compared to the job market now? Is there any difference?
I think at that time was okay, the job market, but I think it's for immigrants without Canadian experience, it's really hard to get into the market.
Yeah.
So once you get your first job, I think that is much easier to get like a second one. So for example, when I moved, it was like a month and I already got another job. So this first one is actually hard. And I one thing that I even noticed like from friends and that for example, this first job sometimes like it's so hard that people give up.
Yeah.
So a lot of like for example engineers from other countries, they just it's too hard. Like they keep working as technicians, for example, and they have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, but it's just it's hard.
Yes.
So yes.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Bruno, because I know for a fact that it's really hard to get your foot in the door, right? It's just that that single opportunity is what you need in order to really showcase your skills, your talent. But what's missing in a lot of immigrants that come, us, including me at that time, before I knew what I know now, right? It's hard to really market yourself in a different country, right? It's hard because how do you do it? Are you going to be really, make yourself a superstar, appear like a superstar? Or is it too much when you kind of brag about the things that you know? But really, job search is like self-marketing, right? It's really being able to present yourself in such a way that, hey, you can use my skills, you can use my experience, and it will be very, very helpful to your organization. You just really need to position yourself properly. That and a lot of times, immigrants are shy, right? They have this certain kind of shyness in them.
The confidence.
The confidence is lacking. They're culture shocked. Inability to understand the language. We can speak English, yes, but when they joke around, do we understand that? Small talk, can we even join in conversations. So I think that's the disconnect in the beginning. But once you get past that, once we get past the idea that I might not be saying the right saying these words properly, or I might be mispronouncing words. All you need to do is be able to express yourself properly, right?
That's right.
So, yeah, and I remember at that time, Bruno, you were one of the people that actually really was able to express themselves very, very well. And that's why it was easier for me to actually teach you, or for you to actually absorb and really understand the things that you needed to do, right? So okay, what a lot of the listeners that we have right now are from outside of Canada, wanting to come in.
Yes.
Right? What's your advice for them?
Actually, I think Canada is a great country, and one thing that I noticed from my experience is like it was hard to land your career like back to like your field, but that was never something related to where you're from. It's just if you don't have the Canadian experience. Once you have the Canadian experience, doesn't matter where you're from. And that actually is really good, like how people accept you this way, right? So that is actually a good note of that.
Right, and of course you still recommend the pathway you took, like student and then PGWP, and is that you still recommend that at this point?
I don't know, because a lot of things changed, but definitely I would encourage to have like a higher diploma, for example, a master's or a PhD.
Yes.
Because I have like a lot of friends that actually decided to take another course in undergrad other than having like a higher course. They already had that in Brazil, so that actually gave them less opportunity.
Yes.
Not only on the job market, but also in the applications for residency, for example.
Right, exactly. And I think one of the reasons why they do that is because of cost as well, because it's much more expensive to take a master's degree.
I think it depends. So my wife did a post-degree course in economics, like business, but it was exactly the same price as my master's.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I think it really depends.
Yeah.
I think maybe an MBA could be more expensive, but it depends on the field.
Right.
So I think it's worth to check.
And also, yes, and a lot of applicants, I think, fail to really plan ahead and really do their research. And of course, it's hard to say when you're from another country and look from outside looking in. It's hard to really tell, right? But that's why we're here, to guide them, right? Which programs or schools are actually good for you, for your profile, because what may be good for Bruno would have been bad for another person. It really is case to case basis. That's why you really need to be able to find that person who will guide you, or that company who will guide you, into the right direction. Yeah,
exactly. Plan ahead.
Yes. And so that's his pathway, a student, and then you did your PGWP for 3 years, right?
I actually did only for 1 year.
Because you already had the points for express entry.
Yes, that's right.
You got your ITA right away.
Yes, because of masters, it gave me already enough points to actually.
Oh my gosh, yes. So it took you actually 6 years normally for most people, but it took you what?
Like another
4.
year. like for a PR. Like I think we got it 2017. Yeah.
See,
around that,
just
yes.
oh my gosh, yeah, 3 years.
Yeah,
Right?
like from I arrived in Canada 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quick. What's your advice for people who are already here now and they are having a hard time, getting to the place where they really want to be? Because, like you mentioned earlier, a lot of like engineers back in their home country settle for a technician position or a factory worker here. What's your advice for them?
Sorry, if they are here already?
Yeah, and then they're having a hard time getting that position.
Yes.
Yeah.
One thing, don't give up.
Yes.
Yes, it is hard, but you have to plan ahead, a plan on how to actually get it, and use your advice. Okay, so that actually was what helped me.
Okay, great. Yes. So this podcast is called The Great Canadian Leap. One of your greatest Canadian leap is coming to Canada, right? Why did you come to Canada?
I actually, back in 2014, there was a economic issue in Brazil, and then that was caused actually by a corruption in one of the biggest companies, Petrobras, an oil and gas company, the biggest company in Brazil. And with that, they actually froze all the projects until everything was checked, and like somehow most of the engineer companies are related to that company because it's a huge company, right? So my company had the projects frozen and started laid off. So my manager knew at that time that I wanted to do a master's abroad. So she told me, "Oh, this is your opportunity. Otherwise, I'll have to let you go." I actually was under unpaid leave when I came, and my plan actually was just to go for my studies and come back. But then I had the opportunity to work after, and then I extended another year. Then I could apply for PR. Then I think after 4 years I quit that job.
After 4 they still had you on payroll, huh?
Yeah, but unpaid, but still I was there. If in case I want to come back. But I was really surprised by the country, and safety was a big thing for me. Here in Canada, it's amazing.
So your wife, you already had a relationship when you were back home.
Yes.
Okay, and then so you brought her here.
Yes.
As a student also?
Both of us came to study.
Together.
Yes, because we never planned to stay. So that's why we don't have like one study and the other works. We both came to study at the same time, and we were planning to come back. But I enjoyed so much that we decided to stay.
Yeah. So tell us about your work journey. So when we met, you had that position, Ballard, right?
Now I work at Ballard.
What was that?
At that time it was RST Instruments.
Oh, RST Instruments. Okay, so now is Ballard your, I guess, one of the, I remember you were saying it was one of the companies that you really, really want to penetrate, and now that you had.
At that time I probably didn't know Ballard.
Okay.
Yes, but the field that I'm in now, it's great.
Yeah.
I really enjoy what I'm doing right now.
So tell us about that. What is your current position?
My role, I'm an electrical engineer. Ballard, I don't know if you know, it's a fuel cell company that generate power through hydrogen for like buses, trucks, trains.
You like what you're doing?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And for aspiring engineers like you, what is your advice?
So I think first step actually would be getting somehow registered on EGBC, which is the Engineering Association. And start working towards your professional
Are you
engineering.
PEng now?
Not yet.
Okay,
I'm still working on it, but it's close now.
Yeah.
I'm an EIT, they call it, right? Engineering training.
So it's a professional designation for engineer professional engineers, they have to really get certified, and he's on his way there.
I think that is the first step. I would say go for like as a first job, go in even if it's something like that is lower than your career, for example, a lower position than in your career in your country. It's okay, but get this first experience, right? So that's what I did before I talked to you. I work as a technician.
Yes.
So then, but I was a technician in a company that was producing sensors.
Right.
So it was all related to mechatronics.
Right.
So get that experience.
Right.
So you could start applying for other jobs, getting back to the position that you were in your country, right?
Yes.
And that actually took me a while, I would say, to come back to the same level that I would be if I never left Brazil. So
Right.
it always it takes some time.
Yeah.
But I would say that right now I am in the same level that I would be if I have stayed in
Right.
Brazil.
Right. That's good. Yes. So I guess the lesson there is don't be afraid to start again. Right? I mean, good. It was good for you, of course, because you were very young at that time, and and it was not scary to like start again. But you know what? Even at my age, Bruno, at my age, I studied immigration at 48 years old. It wasn't because I was getting bored with recruitment, but I just saw the opportunity, right? Like you saw the opportunity because there was, political or economic unrest in your country. But here, what made me do it was the pandemic. Yeah, because no one was recruiting, no one was hiring during the pandemic. So I said, this is now the time for me to actually get licensed in immigration, because I've really been very interested in immigration ever since I might immigrated myself, because at that time it was very every time I tell people about my story, how I became an immigrant, and they will go, oh, how did you do that? Because it was a provincial nominee program, and back then it wasn't very well known. But yeah, I fell in love with immigration through that, and it was only during the pandemic that I really went for it. The challenges in our lives lead us to the next chapter, right? And it's a good thing. Sometimes we just need to see what's good in the bad things that are happening around us. Let's talk about success. I think you've become very successful already in your journey. How would you describe that success that you have now as an immigrant, starting as a student? And describe that journey.
I consider myself as a success in a way that, for example, I'm on the same level that I would be if I were in Brazil, like I mentioned, right? Like, I think that actually was the goal when I came to Canada. I don't want to get stuck or no growth because of it would be hard or something like this, right? So in that way, I think it was a good success story. Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
I remember I had more than 100 different cover letters. It was something I was going crazy. So it's not easy. Keep going, and until you get there. Because,
So I guess that's what you said, right? It just took that first job, and then the succeeding jobs became easier for you to navigate the job market or the job search process, right? What things do you remember aside from tailoring your resume? How about in responding to interview questions?
I remember your guides on how the interview would be, right? There is always that standard on how you guide, and those questions, behavior questions, and all of that. That actually helped a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know back in my country is the same, but I didn't know.
Yes. You probably didn't have to go through that much trouble.
Yes, exactly.
Finding a job back home, right? But one of the things that make us stronger, I guess, or more resilient here in Canada is that we have, as immigrants, we have to prove ourselves 3 times more than, locals, right? We have to be able to show them, the employers that, hey, even if we are not from here or we don't speak native English, we are just as good, if not better, than, our local counterparts, because we work hard, for one. We work really hard. I think that's one of the things that I notice about us immigrants here, or the immigrants that I've have had the chance to work with. Very hardworking, right? And there's just that level of dedication that you cannot find in somebody who's had everything laid out to them,
Right.
It's dedication, commitment, and the desire to improve and to prove that they can, right? That they can, and they can be as good, just as good. Bruno, I guess parting words. What it's like to be living in Canada now?
It's really good. I love Canada. I love living here. Now I have a family. I have 2 kids. And yeah, there are the challenges here too. And Canada is not perfect, but no other country is too, right? So you have to understand the limitations and live with that. But yeah, overall, Canada is a great place to live. It might be, I think this time it might be a bit hard because there's limitations on immigrants, so you have to actually work harder on the application probably as it was in my time. But Canada still needs a lot of people.
And you know what? I don't see the limitations or the policies changing as a negative thing. I think it is for the good of everybody, for those who are already here and for those who are wanting to come. Why do I think it's not all that bad? Because Canada is only protecting you. Okay, if Canada is not for you, then it's going to be very, very hard. Okay?
But in that way, I think you can find what you're missing and keep looking for it on how to improve. If it's English, keep studying it. When I was in Brazil, I had to do the TOEFL exam, right? And then UBC was asking me 92 out of 120, and I got just 90. And it was because of 2 points, right? And then I tried. I remember I studied another 3 months, every day, and then I got 87. So it was worse than before. So I could try it a 3rd time, but the results would not come before the exam. It might not come, right? So I applied with what I had. I had 90. I said, 2 points, maybe they wouldn't be okay, right? And they actually were. They accepted me, but in that same week, I received my results and I got exactly 92. So I just sent it to them.
That's
it was
awesome.
so good, but
that's awesome.
Sometimes things are hard, but keep trying and see what are your flaws and improve. If you really want it, you will get it.
That's right. If it's something that is meant for you, then it will eventually come. I'm just saying sometimes, people really push their luck, right? Even if they cannot embrace the economics of it, finances, right? Because to come to Canada, it also takes, some kind of money.
Yes.
Right? And if it's something that, maybe you need to save up for it first, right? Instead of pushing on what you have currently. There are several factors to really, really consider. So that's good insights. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bruno, thank you so
Great
much.
to see you again.
Yes,
after all these years.
yes, after all these years. This is the first time we're actually seeing each other in person. We've always done video calls and everything while we were working together. And we did not even work together for so long. 1 month, I think less than 30 days. Again, thank you so much, Bruno.
Thank you.
Best of luck to your family and to your future jobs and the jobs that you will take on. I know that he will get to places far and high places. You're very good. You're very smart, very intelligent, and has a great attitude towards work. Congratulations, and it was great to see you.
Yeah.